Have you ever heard of OffCanny?
I'm not gonna like freak out or like bite you or anything.
For those who do not know, okay, OffCanny is an offspring in a lot of ways of Cow Chop. Cow Chop, famously a channel that I have glazed and praised and, you know, been a fan of throughout my life, okay? Now, Cow Chop is now defunct, all right? And OffCanny kind of was produced as a somewhat of an offspring, all right? It basically took two of the main editors of Cow Chop in the form of Trevor, Modest Cube, and Jacob, and it was their kind of little baby, little boy. It's ironic because for those real old heads out there, they would know that Cow Chop was a spin-off, kind of a baby of the Creature Hub, okay? The Creature Hub being an even older YouTube group that formed. And I also was a pretty damn big fan of the Creature Hub. Over the years, obviously, I've become very, you could say disenchanted with the whole idea of YouTuber groups, group channels, group, projects, whatever, right? They have pretty consistently proven, to me at least, to not work. I myself have even had a group channel. Now, to be fair, I was like 12, 13 years old. But yes, needless to say, the channel did not work out. One of the members basically deleted it without consulting any of us, okay? And so that kind of does echo in my ear every time I see a YouTube group channel basically disassemble or fall apart or potentially even implode, all right? And it's unfortunately seems to be the case that OffCanny is imploding. Now, I want to preface this by saying I am not a hater at all of any of these people. I think all of these people are very talented and I would love to connect with them. I would in fact love to even interview them. The interview does not need to be centered around OffCanny. I am sure that I would be able to just ask interesting questions completely separate of this circumstance. However, I would also be interested in interviewing about this specific circumstance, about this specific channel and what happened. Just hit me up. Let me know, okay? I'm open. I'm not trying to stoke drama coals, even if that might be what people initially think. I'm just very curious as to what actually has happened with this channel as somebody who genuinely wishes the best for everyone involved.
Shut up, Gokanaru. The real thing you should be advertising is our brand new Hubert NPCs. Did you enjoy the Sneeko video? Do you desire the love and companionship that comes with owning a Hubert of your own? Well, then you should head to gokamerch.com and sign up for the email list. It's easy. Just take a look at one of our satisfied customers.
You open it.
Oh! Oh, that's hard. A little bite! Wow, look at that smile. Making a friend has never been easier with our new Hubert NPCs. Sign up to the gokamerch.com email list today so that you'll be the first to be notified when Huberts go on sale. Only a limited quantity will be sold. So sign up.
Now, all that said, OffCanny, again, it goes Creature Hub, and then it goes Cow Chop, and then it goes OffCanny, all right? Creature Hub was primarily composed of, man, I'm even forgetting the names nowadays, but Sly Fox Hound, you had Uber Haxer Nova, you had Immortal HD, you had, man, what was his name? Is the channel still around?
Hello everyone, and
Here we go. Yeah, so this is the Creature Hub, okay? Almost 1 million subs, over 2,000 videos. My God, the end 7 years ago. Dan, I think I remember this guy's name. Incredible, wow. So if you go to their oldest, they went through a few members. That's right. I remember this guy, man. Oof, why are their names escaping me? They made some pretty dope content. Sly Fox Hound. Jordan is the main guy. I remember. Oh yeah, wait, was this Mystery Guitar Man, dude? I might be tripping. No, I'm tripping balls. I'm tripping. This is I'm literally tripping, dude. Oh my God. This is memory lane. Holy. Okay, thank you. Yes. So it's Dan's News, Gassy Mexican. That's right. That's the guy that I'm confusing with Mr. Guitar Man. Uber Haxer Nova, Soapy KC, and Z Machinima. I don't actually know who that is. Camping Tree as well. Spoon. These are like the old members, dude. Crazy. I can't believe it. Sorry. I'm getting nostalgic. Anyway, all this to say, there's the Creature Hub, and then there was Cow Chop. With the members, I can list probably a lot more. Alex, Immortal HD, Uber Haxer Nova, Undar, okay, Brett, who I, followed from Machinima Realms, and a number of other individuals, okay? Those including Trevor, right here, Modest Cube, okay? And Jacob, right here. You can see him. Look at this guy.
How's everyone rate their individual spiciness around this table?
I'm so bad with spicy food. Like, I'm awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Time is passing, my friends. 8 years ago. Jeez Louise.
Ordered Trevor some stuff because sadly.
All right, well then how about some vanilla ice cream? This is Trevor when he looked like a skinhead.
Throw it on my nose.
Okay, bro, I can't. Okay, anyway, sorry, man. I'm getting distracted because it's like memory lane for me. Anyway, all this to say, Cow Chop eventually, unfortunately, dissolved. Trevor and Jacob, okay, probably the two most talented editors that worked at CouchOp, they formed their own channel called OffCanny, okay, and they posted a lot of, I would say, very solid, very entertaining videos, okay, and so many examples I could cite, but this was their initial teaser. This is this is Alec, by the way, another guy who worked at CouchOp toward the end. You can already tell these guys, at the very least, they're not mid-editors, these are solid editors.
Break it down real low.
That's a good teaser, I'll say, man. There's Trevor. And so, yeah, these guys, they made some pretty legendary videos, okay? Yeah, one of their frequent collaborators is also Jay Schlatt, okay? Jay Schlatt, you know, a very respected individual in my community, and for many reasons, but one of those big reasons being that we have a similar taste, I think. At the very least, he's very good at, I think, identifying people who are genuinely very focused on just making the best content they can, who are mainly focused on being funny, entertaining, and yeah, just creating cool stuff, right? And Trevor is definitely that. And so it seems like Jay Schlatt's a pretty regular collaborator with Trevor, as well as Jacob, I guess. But yeah, I want to watch a little bit of this one. Dude, it's so crazy, bro. Oh my god. You don't understand. For me, you probably feel it too, but for me, watching this, I'm just like, these are good editors. These guys are f***ing creative.
In no way endorses the behavior shown in this video and are performing within a controlled environment, safely.
Why did you do that?
I'm going to,
Oh my
they're gonna lock
god.
me away forever, man.
Officer, I gotta open the door? Why's that? I'm gonna do the course now.
No, you can't. You gotta wait for everyone else.
Wait, I'm still bleeding.
Okay, I'm sorry. You get the point. I'm just getting like lost in the sauce here. But Jay Schlatt would kill me and eat me and delimb me. I would die. Thank you, Drake Slayer. Insightful take. All right, so that's Ride Down Memory Lane, okay? Acknowledging the talent that is embodied, okay, in the videos produced by the OffCanny boys. With all that being said, there is a little bit of drama in relation to these guys and their community, okay? And the main part of this drama is the classic thing that happens with these group channels, and it's basically that members leave, okay? In the case of OffCanny, it seems to have started with a guy by the name of Jacob leaving OffCanny, okay? And it seems like the terms by which he was asked to leave were not necessarily, you know, the most, I guess, positive, in the sense that it seems like this guy was basically kind of ousted. All right, let's see.
It was just a weird experience of just like people looking at you differently, and it's just like, I don't know. Thomas Stump also said, one word, OffCanny, just everything, your time there and your story with leaving OffCanny. I mean, coming up with the ideas was a lot of fun. The only one that wasn't mine was the science one. And I still got the brunt of that because I was in my apartment. But and nothing bad happened after that. I cleaned it all up. Everybody helped with that. So, but yeah, coming up with the ideas was like really fun to me. But I was already going through so much at the time with my grandpa being sick and having to film a video, and my relationship with my girlfriend at the time not going too well, to be completely honest. It's just, I don't know if it's LA mentality or what it is, but fuck, man, I don't know. It was like the weekend after Christmas or something, I got a long note that was texted to me, a link to a long note that was texted to me. I wanted to rethink a lot of my ideas that I had put on the table for OffCanny. I wanted to like sort of reinvent some of my ideas, so I had told Jacob not to plan any of my ideas, and then after Christmas, I was asked to leave, and then later on, I found out he had told me that he was still gonna do the stunt video, and that I would be paid for it. So, and I don't have any bad blood. Like I haven't seen the video or anything, but it's just kind of, I don't know, it just kind of sucks, but I really hope like everybody enjoyed watching the video, and that's why I'm really excited to start doing my own stuff, is because I could sort of redo some of the stuff, like experience some of the things that I wanted to experience in some of the videos, like with my, like I still have all my knight armor. I really wanted to know what it was like to fight in the knight armor, like one.
Okay. All this to say, basically, clearly he's not necessarily happy to be, I guess separated from the group or whatever. It wasn't really his choice. It didn't seem like he basically kind of got ousted or whatever. It seems like he's kind of expressing a little bit of tenseness between them or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's nothing too crazy as far as typical YouTube dramas go. There's not too much there, right? He got kicked out and he's a little bit like he feels it's unfortunate, whatever. But it's nothing too nuclear, right? Then a prized member of the community who was also there for Cow Chop by the name of Alec also leaves OffCanny, okay, without much in the way of an explanation, really. This is posted by Jacob, and it was, I believe, a copy and paste of what was posted on their Patreon. He said, I'm just going to mirror this message real quick. I made it to our Patreon earlier today here. So this is the message that Jacob posted. Keep in mind that this was literally 5 years ago. To be honest, it's time is so confusing to me. But yes, this is old news, all right? A lot of this is old news. So here we go. Early January, Alec quit. He decided it'd be best for him to return to school and live anonymously due to the extreme anxiety and conflict with his family. As he told me, he has zero interest in returning to any online presence. It wasn't the content of our videos or interpersonal issues, but rather something he's felt since working at Cow Chop. He just doesn't feel this is for him. It's taken some time for me to communicate this because of the nature of why he left. I don't want to compound any existing anxiety he may be experiencing by choosing the wrong forum. As for what this means to OffCanny, outside of his presence on camera, Alec even made the point to me that he never contributed equal share. The last 5 releases, excluding the Patreon video, have been planned independently of him. I really love doing this. I feel blessed to have the opportunity. We've just started. We're not stopping here. I don't much like the drama of these things. It's all meant to be fun. I hope you guys can join me in cracking jokes about it. TLDR, Alec died of rickets. Let me know if you have any questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Anyway, I know this is supposed to be a sad Alec moment and love Alec, but I just want to thank Jacob real quick. I know that was super hard and unforgiving at times. I would have quit ages ago, but this has been some of the best internet content in recent memory, so thanks a ton. Rest in peace, Alec. I'll buy some Jolly Bee in his honor. Basically, 5 years ago, Alec quit pretty early on in the channel's life, okay? And it wasn't hostile vibes. It just seemed like Alec didn't really necessarily want to be a part of an online YouTuber group, okay? He preferred the idea of living a more anonymous lifestyle, less in the public face. And so, yeah, that was a more amicable seeming, at least from what Jacob said, right? And we didn't necessarily get Alex's POV necessarily, but it seemed like it was all good. And then there was the infamous drama between Pay Money Wubby and Jacob, okay, of OffCanny.
Jacob at the Streamer Awards. We at one point we were both drunk. We got into a slap boxing competition, and I think he went a little too hard, and it pissed me off. And I went full-blown racist attack on him. And I don't think he's forgiven me ever since. And I'm also making all of this up. Nothing happened with Jacob.
Yes, I'm just pranking you. Okay, so there was not a drama between Jacob and Pay Money Wubby. However, unfortunately, okay, the reason that I'm even bringing this up as a kind of, I guess, thing to talk about is that Trevor, one of the pillars of OffCanny, the two main pillars of OffCanny, realistically, were Jacob and Trevor. Again, Trevor being someone who even worked at the Creature Hub, like a real OG within this kind of community, I guess you could say. Trevor himself, as the prime collaborator with Jacob, recently revealed that he is no longer a part of OffCanny, okay? And this is, to me, a black pill. It basically means, okay, OffCanny is kind of over, I guess you could say, in the sense that it is now basically, seemingly, just Jacob's project, okay? Instead of, I guess, a group channel. I'll still watch whatever they put out, but this is what Trevor said on November 10th. I just need to clarify something because I have been asked about it. I did not and do not make any money from OffCanny, not from the merch or the videos, and I am no longer associated with that channel since a month ago. No further explanation, thank you. Also, be open to Garrett's or Alex or anyone else's story if they have them, just based on my experience, because I can easily bet they did not deserve to be shunned from the scene. So, this is a very ominous thing to say. In my opinion, this is probably indicative of bad terms between Jacob and Trevor, okay? It seems like Trevor is almost planting a bit of seed of distrust toward Jacob, and might be rightfully so, right? But basically, Trevor is saying, I'm not associated with OffCanny anymore, I'm not going to talk about it, but if Garrett or Alec, the two prior members, if they want to talk about it, you should listen to them. They don't deserve what happened to them, which I don't know what he he means necessarily how they were shunned from the scene, but in the case of Garrett, at least, it obviously seems like Garrett alluded to some kind of weird group consensus that people didn't like him or something like that. They wanted him out. But it could be that Trevor is kind of angling to say, like, it wasn't necessarily that everyone disliked Garrett. It was more so that Jacob didn't like Garrett, right? This is obviously speculation. Now, this has led to a lot of people kind of, I would say jumping the gun, but basically directing animosity or distrust toward Jacob. It says, I always figured something was off about Garrett's exit from the channel, and now you leaving. Some whack crap must have been happening. Glad you're doing what's best for you. I knew it. Garrett was a good guy. Damn, sad development in the story. I miss hearing from Alec and Garrett too. To be fair, as far as I remember, everyone pretty much assumes Alec left on his own accord to pursue other avenues, unless you're referring to that catfish situation. Not sure what that means. I hope Alec's doing well. He was one of my favorite from Cow Chop. I hope you do something similar yourself content-wise. To be frank, there's a reason why content creators appear to enjoy working with you on the regular. I remember watching a Twitch stream by Jacob, and his mindset was a bit off-putting. It was funny at first, but then the line seemed to get blurred between where the joke ended. All Jacob's fault. I thought Alex stopped appearing to go back to school to live a normal life. So basically, this is the vibe, is people being like, I did like those old members. What's going on with Jacob? And this got further emphasized by our boy Trevor responding to this guy. Okay, Lewis responded to his initial post. He said, the channel's dead anyway. And then Trevor responded, there was one last video filmed over the course of 2 years, which was awful, with a planned merch drop, which of course I wasn't talked to about or going to make any money from. Lewis responds, damn, that sounds like an awful experience. Glad you cut ties. And so yes, that is pretty much all we have got in terms of statements from the prior official members. It seems like a big part of Trevor's, I guess, concern, or at the very least, I guess you would say distancing from the channel, is related to him not having full autonomy, not being involved in higher level decisions within the channel. And basically, you know, he's implying here that there's a video that's been filmed over fucking 2 years, and he's saying the video is awful, which I'm not sure if he means that the video is like horrendously offensive, or if he means like it's just a video that for some reason Jacob doesn't want to let die or something like that. And then of course he refers to a planned merch drop that he was not going to make any money from, which implies again that Trevor was getting kind of ousted a little bit from the whole channel, right? And so yes, Trevor also confirms that he's not making any money from OffCanny. That would, I imagine, include the Patreon money, which from what I'm aware, OffCanny does make a decent amount of money on Patreon, which makes sense, right? Like they've made some dope stuff in the past. Here are some more responses from Trevor. Do you know anything about the OffCanny merch? I've had my order pending for 3 years. What the f? He says, no clue. I didn't have any dealings with it. I also bought merch from that one too, and haven't gotten it. Lol. Is this where the creature to Cow Chop to OffCanny bloodline finally ends? He says, yes. Now it's just me, baby. An alien emoji. And look, here's what I'll say before we do any kind of deeper digging or whatever. I think this is probably a good thing, okay? Trevor, Modest Cube, this guy's talented, and he does work with very talented, successful YouTubers like Jay Schlatt. You know, there's a whole community of these guys that's kind of forming, all right? And I would be very happy to see this guy have his own successful solo career with the occasional collaboration project, right? Like, at the end of the day, I think that everyone who is even aware who Trevor is pretty much has the same sentiment of, yeah, I would love if this guy just made more content. I would love if we saw more of this guy, right? And I feel like a lot of people feel similarly about Jacob, and pretty much all of these guys. It's like, yeah, good fella. I hope to see more of him, you know? I hope to see him thrive and make funny, cool shit. So, if there's any silver lining, it's that the future is bright. These guys are all young, okay? And so, you know, my DMs are open if you want to collaborate. But, yeah, insane how you routinely got screwed over by these groups, even though your aesthetic and editing played a huge part in their success. He says, I'm just happy people recognize the editing and work. That genuinely has always made me happy. He clarifies he's not making money from the Patreon either. Further clarification. Says, sounds like they fucked you over. He says, being too kind for your own good is just way too true of a saying, okay? So obviously implying that he got basically taken advantage of. Again, the picture that's getting painted for me is basically that Jacob wanted a higher level of control on the channel, and Trevor was kind of complicit in that, and then over time, it just became more and more Jacob doing things without even consulting Trevor, and it was clear that over time, Trevor was just not even really like an official controlling member or founder of the channel. It was actually Jacob's channel that Trevor collaborated on, you know what I mean? Any place we can actively support you, like Patreon or Ko-Fi or something? He says, I have a well-paying job, so right now, no, but I do appreciate it. All right, that's a W. He says, have I missed something? Why make this public? No one's asking about a channel that's been dead for over 2 years or about a dude who also hasn't been really seen in public online since. He says, because I get DMs, people asking in comments in unrelated videos or even in person, where's my merch? I don't want to be associated in taking people's money when I never did make any. Seems quite fair to get that out there, don't you think? And so yeah, that is pretty much the extent of the replies as far as I'm at least aware. And I guess at the end of the day, right, what Trevor's saying seems pretty fair. Like, he probably hasn't been involved directly in OffCanny's, you know, productions for a decent while, and so this full detachment has probably been a long time coming, and so he's just kind of ripped the band-aid off. Fair enough. I figured most fans had moved on by now instead of bothering folks over dead channels. Sucks that exploitation seems to be an issue even on YouTube side of things. Employees and fans both getting taken advantage of. It does suck, but there's also lessons learned to not give so much of yourself to others. So no regrets, life keeps moving forward. Bittersweet note for sure. Now, all this kind of vague posting, like pretty vague, you know, context being given here, it has led to some speculation, obviously, as I've engaged in a little bit, right? Specifically, okay, on Reddit, okay, the Creature Hub Reddit, defunct Creature Hub Reddit. All right, we're gonna actually see what the OG Creature Hub fans have to say about this. So the posting here for visibility, as the other two subreddits are more heavily moderated and straight up shut down. And so yeah, not like they've been active in a while anyway. Seems like the days of the Creature spin-offs have finally ended. Check their Patreon, looks like all their new stuff is there. And then basically people on the fact that they have exclusive content on Patreon, which I don't really think is a variable on them for, but it is what it is. Yeah, Alec left a few videos in. Trevor was with the channel for a while, but evidently that has ended. OffCanny is mainly just Jacob. Cringe to only post on Patreon. I mean, whatever. I won't lie, I didn't move on to OffCanny after Couch Op ended. I couldn't take another group breaking up, but seems like all three groups died from similar circumstances. Really sad to see. At this point, I don't even think Jacob is associated with OffCanny. That's funny. He's joking. OffCanny, still waiting on my merch from 2020. Holy shit. Still nothing? Jacob told me last year it was still coming, or they could give a refund. I held out in case my dad hat shows up. Time for a chargeback. I kind of forgot OffCanny was a thing, not gonna lie. I miss Alec, man, that guy was funny. Jacob elaborated in the OC Discord, the OffCanny Discord, but this video has been worked on for 2 years. Will be the last OffCanny video, and he has no plans on having a public-facing role in the future. I grew up with the creatures, then Couch Op, then loved watching OffCanny whenever it was around. I can't help but pity Jacob. OffCanny seems to have been both a labor of love, but also a huge source of negativity for him. Honestly, the whole creature lineage just seems to be a line of 20-somethings who get in a bit over their heads. Sad to see it end. I feel like that's a pretty good way to summarize. This guy alludes to the OffCanny Discord, where he mentions that there's a video being worked on for 2 years that will be the final video. So it seems like the OffCanny journey will be coming to an end relatively soon. And so, yes, I did do a little bit of research, okay? And I saw that there was this OffCanny, you see right here, there's this OffCanny fan club Discord where they have some pretty cool stuff, okay? They have an art redesigning contest, some really talented artists submitting stuff. This is very cool. So yes, they did have a burgeoning community. However, they also have a private, I think, Discord that you can only access through subscribing to their Patreon. Should we subscribe to the Patreon? Should we give them $5 just to see what's going on? Chat, should we subscribe to the OffCanny Patreon just to see what the updates are? I will resist the temptation, the very strong temptation to do so. As far as, you know, supporting your creators goes, all right, I don't have any sponsor, but we do have these brand new Hubert NPCs, okay? These physical items. It's a snow globe. There's no water in this one, but we are selling a limited supply of these. I also have a gold one. We have these NPCs that are custom made, okay? Very cool. And all you got to do is go to gokamerch.com, all right, and sign up for the email list. That's all you got to do. Once you're signed up to the email list, you will literally just be notified, only notified when these are available. And yeah, from there, you'll be in the loop, basically. You know what I mean? We also have, you know, some cool merch items, whatever. If you want to support your boy in my, I mean, I've yet to cave to any gambling sponsorship offers, okay? I'll eat a banana if you ask me. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's basically the best means to support me for those who are inquiring. Okay, buy my merch, gokamerch.com. All right, if you want to be involved in the community, if you're an artist, whatever, join my Discord. And if you want to watch a bunch of main channel content that has not been released yet, go to my Patreon. Okay, patreon.com/Gokanaru. Thank you very much for watching, and yeah, man, sign up for that damn email list, bro. These NPCs are fucking cool, and I hope that I can make money through making stuff instead of, you know, just taking on sponsors and not that I don't give a shit about, you know? We'll see what time reveals for me, but yeah, until next time, have a great week, okay? Mwah.